Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the next video in the mock interview series with UiPath aspirants. For the people who are looking this series for the first time, in this series I am taking mock interview for candidates based on their resume, skill set and expertise. Please note that this is just a mock interview made only for educational and training purposes. This does not has to do anything with any of the job opportunity or any of the company. Prior to this mock interview, we have already covered 14 others mock interview. In case your experience does not match to this video, you can always watch the playlist and watch the video as per your experience. The link to the playlist is available in the description. In case you also want to appear for such a mock interview, all you have to do is just drop me your resume on my email ID which is available in the description and we can take it forward. You don't have to worry about sharing your confidential details, your company information, or any other details for that matter. All of that remains confidential, right? So you are welcome to have a mock interview with myself. It's absolutely free, there is no charge for it. Having said that, today I have got a candidate. She is having an experience of 5 years, both including UiPath support as well as development, and we are going to conduct a mock interview for her. Before getting started, if you are new to this channel and you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel to get the latest updates. Okay, so with this, we'll now get started with the mock interview. So we are going to conduct a mock interview for you. The format of the mock interview would be simple. I have your resume. I'm going to ask you a question on your resume that would be as per your experience. At the end of the mock interview, I'm going to tell you what are the questions which you have answered incorrectly and what are the topics which you need to prepare and improve upon. Okay. And
Okay, sir. Okay.
okay. So let's get started by having a quick introduction about yourself.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Myself, I
Okay.
have completed the computer science engineering. Currently, I have 5 years of experience in IT industry, whereas
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 years experience in UiPath.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So in these 3 years, how many projects have you automated?
So it's nearly 25 to 30%.
Okay, 25 to 30 projects, right? And I believe that around 15 to 20 projects would be in live projects, right? Production.
Yeah, yeah, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Now, talk me about any of the project out of this 25 to 30 which you have done and deployed to the production, which you have worked end to end. Okay. Any one of the project.
So I'll go with that. So document upload I have done,
Hmm.
sir. Uh,
Okay.
So I have working in the logistics industry. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas many of the custom clearance documents like that, we are receiving so many documents from iState. It's like a custom clearance website.
Mm-hmm.
So for those, it's like in clearance. There are two divisions: are the shipping bill and bill of entry. So
Hmm.
import and export clearance.
Okay.
So for all shipments from iState, we receive some. Handling documents, shipment handling documents, like a
Mm-hmm.
bill of entry document or gate pass copy, like that.
Hmm.
So those PDF documents we have downloaded from that particular mail ID
Mm-hmm.
and upload in our iFreight job. Here we are using one application like iFreight
Mm-hmm.
for creating the jobs and raise invoice like that.
Hmm.
So for each job, we are uploading 5 to 6 documents, supporting documents. Uh, So it's hugely reduce that user dependency and user time. It's mainly. So
Hmm.
for pushing the documents, I have used that API technology also. In
Hmm.
RPA itself, I have used the API technology.
Hmm.
I just convert the PDF to base 64 and push through that XML
Hmm.
format. I'll push those documents to our application. It's a live project.
Hmm.
Nearly 400 to 500 documents are uploaded on daily basis.
Okay. And it is an attended or it's an unattended robot?
It's unattended, sir. Unattended.
Unattended. And how it is scheduled, at what frequency it is scheduled in production in the live environment?
So it's run So currently, we are using community version
Mm-hmm.
for running this bot.
Okay,
So
that's okay.
full
But
time
when
it's
it
running.
is an unattended version, right, you would have scheduled it on Orchestrator, right? It is a daily, weekly, yearly, 6 yearly. How the process is scheduled? What time it is running?
No, it's run on full time basis. If
Mm-hmm.
suppose any server error like that,
Hmm.
we just start the process. We only do the monitoring work. So it's working
Hmm.
on community version.
No, that's okay, right? But if it is running automatically, so you need to schedule it, right, to run automatically. You need to tell the orchestrator, right, that run it at 5 a.m. in the morning.
This project we are not scheduled. Supporting team is taken care. They have checked the process and run it manually.
So is it an unattended robot then? If they are doing it
No,
manually,
it's attended.
it's an
Sorry, it's
attended robot.
attended.
Okay.
Yeah, they have started it manually
Okay. And how would they start it manually? From where?
from studio.
Studio.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The support team will go to UiPath Studio and they will run it from there. Is it like that?
Yeah, one separate machine we have installed community version. So
Mm-hmm.
they just open the project in studio and run it.
Okay. And what is your role in this project?
I just do the development, and if any error,
Hmm.
I'll just debug the process and correct
Hmm.
it.
Okay. Now I have one question here, right? Let's say you have encountered some errors and you have fixed that error in your machine, right? How would the production support guy will get your process or code?
No, sir, I'll do the changes in that machine only.
Okay. And let's say the change is big, right? And it is taking at least 7 days. So 7 days the process will not work because you are working on the same computer, right?
So in that case, I'll do the changes in my system and deploy in that machine.
Okay. So do you think is it is the correct approach?
No, sir, it's not. But it's a purely logistics based company. So
Mm-hmm.
they want to reduce some cost like that. So we have
No, that's okay.
two.
But I can always deploy this process into Orchestrator, right? And we can trigger it from Orchestrator as well. We can trigger it from UiPath Assistant as well, right? If it is an attended automation, why you require UiPath Studio in the first place?
So it's a community business, sir,
No, that's okay, right? So what? Okay, tell me one thing. Why do we use UiPath Studio
for develop the source.
for development, right? And who is your support team? The support team is your business party, right? Who are actually the
Yes.
customers. So should the customer have access to UiPath Studio? Are they going to do the code?
No, sir, no. They are not customers. They
Hmm.
are internal team members only.
Okay. So, but for you, they are the users, right? They are the end users of your project, correct?
No, sir, end users will be that operational team. So we are IT team.
Mm-hmm.
So in my team itself, there are two members are there for
Hmm.
monitoring and support purpose.
Okay. So those two members are going to studio and running the process, right? So is it the correct way to do
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Why can't you simply deploy it to Orchestrator and schedule it?
But for the license cost, they have we
Any-
are only having one attended and one unattended part. Okay,
Yes, but
so
anyways,
it's
you are
not a
using the
fully. Yeah.
community license you are using, right? So in community license, you have Orchestrator. The same task which the your support members are doing, they can always go to UiPath Assistant and trigger the robot from there. You can go to Orchestrator and trigger the. Okay, fine. Forget about this thing, whatever you are doing, right? You have a total of now 5 years of experience, right? If I tell you that I want to make this process unattended, okay, how are
Okay.
you going to deploy this?
So I'll
So,
just publish the project in Orchestrator
okay, and
and do trigger from that Orchestrator. Do the
hmm,
and schedule it from that Orchestrator.
okay, how many kinds of triggers we have in Orchestrator?
It's a time trigger and queue trigger.
Okay, what is the difference between a time and a queue trigger?
So time trigger, it's nothing but we just schedule the job.
Mm-hmm.
Queue trigger means when if suppose a new item added to the queue, the
Hmm.
time triggers will start.
Okay, okay, fair enough. Okay, now coming to your process, right, where you are reading the emails, right? Uh,
Yeah.
and you are downloading this attachment, right? Which activity you are using to read these emails?
So Outlook activity I have used.
Okay, and what is the output of this reading email activity?
It's a list of mail messages.
Okay, you get a list of mail messages, right? And then you are
Yeah,
downloading this attachment in the form of PDF, right? So are this scanned PDF or are this native editable PDFs?
it's a PDF, sir.
Okay, normal PDF, right? It's not a scanned PDF.
Yeah,
Now,
normal PDF.
what
No,
activity
no,
you
no.
are used to read this PDF?
Read PDF text.
Read PDF text, right? And what is the output of read PDF text?
It's like a string.
String, right? So you have got everything data from in a string format, right? Now,
Yeah, yes, sir.
you are telling me that you are using an API to upload this data, right?
Yeah.
Which activity in UiPath I used to invoke the APIs?
So send HTTP request.
Okay, send HTTP request, right? And when you
Yeah.
now, what is the input for your API? When you say that you are going to send this inputs, right? So you need to provide some parameters, sorry, some parameters to the API. Once you
Yeah.
have read this PDF, you are getting a whole big chunk of data, right? Big string. It has everything, header, format, a lot of data. What are
Yeah,
your
yeah.
input parameters for this API?
Uh, so first we have two separate URLs
Mm-hmm.
to push the data. Okay.
Okay.
One is the authentication.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
in that, we just pass that application username and password.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, in the output, we will get the bearer code. Okay.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that bearer code, we have pass it in the next URL. That means we have a separate setup, AP setup for
Hmm.
document upload. So
Okay.
in that URL, I just pass the bearer code
Hmm.
as well as in we just send the input in the form of XML using that
Okay.
XML tags. So before that, I just convert the PDF into base 64 format.
Hmm.
It's like a text. Okay, I just convert it
Hmm.
and create the PDF and create that XML and push it in that API URL.
Okay. Have you built this in some kind of framework, this automation?
No, sir.
Okay.
I create it in a flowchart.
In a flowchart, right? Now let's say today you are having how many emails do you get on daily basis?
It's nearly 500 to 600.
500 to 600 emails, right? How much time do you process? How much time your automation take to process one email?
One email take less than 1 minute.
Less than 1 minute, right? So your automation is working for let's say 500 to 600 minutes approximately, right? Now,
Okay.
you have got 500 emails, right? Let's say your flowchart is working perfectly for 10 emails. Okay. It got exception in the 11th email. Some system exception happened. The attachment was not there. The attachment was corrupted. Outlook got corrupted. Something XYZ happened and your process stopped in the 11th email. Okay.
Okay.
What happens to the process now? You understood the question? You have got 500
So
emails. Yeah.
okay.
You
So
understood the question, right?
once I read the email,
Hmm.
I just once it's completed, I just move to that processed folder like that. Move
Okay.
to a different folder.
Mm-hmm.
So those are all the mail which is not processed. It still remains in that inbox. So next time I'll start the process. It will start from that
Hmm.
mail failed,
Hmm.
which is get failed.
Okay. So that you will get the always the new emails, right? Now let's say if your
Yeah.
transactions increases from 500 to 5,000. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, how can I scale this automation? Scale as in, so if it is taking 1 minute, it is you are having 500 to 600, right? So 600 minutes is approximately 10 hours, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So is your automation running for 10 hours continuously on daily basis?
Yes, sir.
10 hours. And do you
Yeah,
think that
it's running.
10 hours the guy is going to UiPath Studio and just waiting for the execution to complete and is watching the automation for 10 hours? Who is going to support
No,
this,
sir.
right?
We just
Hmm.
no. We just monitor between 3 hours like that. Once
Mm-hmm.
it's a error-free project only. So
Error-free project.
maybe
Okay. Mm-hmm.
yes, sir. At the initial stage we face some errors,
Mm-hmm.
but now with after moving to API, project is working fine.
Okay. I have a simple question. Tomorrow, my all these guys, right? I think you are working in a 9 hours or in a 6 hours or 7 hour shift, right? But you are telling me there is an automation which works for 10 hours. You just trigger it from UiPath Studio and you keep checking it in 3 hours, right? I am the client. I am telling you that my transaction has increased to 5,000 now. Okay.
Okay.
And that
Okay.
I want you to give me a solution that what are you going to do to accommodate my request, which is 5,000 transactions. Okay, I am your client. 500, it is working perfectly. I have got a requirement that now I would be sending you 5,000 emails. The first question, would your current robot be is in a correct design that it can handle the 500 5,000 transactions?
It will handle, but it will
It will take a lot of
take
time,
some time.
right?
Yeah, a lot of
Now,
time.
take a lot of time, right? Now I am saying you that I
Yeah.
want this 5,000 transaction to be processed in, let's say, 1 hour and not more than 2 hours, right? You have to redesign this process. I give you everything. I give you the robot, I give you the license, I give you the orchestrator, everything you require. You have to tell me a solution. How can you redesign this solution to work for a 5,000 transaction?
So then I can go for multiple robots.
Yeah, so you will deploy this in multiple robots. Will your flowchart work in multiple robots?
No, sir.
So
That's
what we need
only
to do?
uh,
Okay, fine, no worries. I am just going through your resume. I see that you have mentioned SQL Server and MySQL as your databases, right? Can you tell me the
yeah, sir.
difference between a DDL and a DML?
DDL means data definition language.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so in that we can't able to do any manipulation.
Okay.
It's like
Any example of DDL? DDL query
uh,
or any example
create,
of DML? Okay.
create, create, uh,
Mm-hmm.
insert like that.
Okay. And then what is
DML
DML?
means data manipulation.
Okay.
Manipulation, like we can update or delete the records existing in the table.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So last question from my side is that, okay, you are completed the development in your UiPath Studio. What is the next step you do as in a company, or in a firm to take that to the production? What are the stages? So you have completed the development. It is working perfectly from your UiPath Studio. What do you do next?
So I'll just publish the project
Hmm. And then,
with the 10 package file.
okay. And
Yeah,
where
I
would
just directly
this
publish
go?
it to Orchestrator.
Okay. And
From the Orchestrator, we
hmm.
need to schedule the jobs.
Okay. And it will directly run in the environment, right?
Yeah, yes,
And we'll deliver it to the client. Is that
yeah, yes.
okay? Fine. Yeah. So pretty much I'm done with my question. That was the last question I wanted to ask. Okay. Directly jumping to your feedback. First of all, before I give my feedback, what do you think? How was your interview?
Good.
It was good. Okay. Do you think
No, sir,
that if
not
it
good.
okay, it was not good. Do you really think that if it is a live interview, I would have selected you?
No.
Why?
First of all, by using that studio to run the process with community edition, not a best practice. You know
Okay.
that.
Okay, you know that. Okay. What next?
And so running the bot continuously for 10 hours, 12 hours, that is also not a right practice.
Right. So overall, the idea is you do not understand the architecture of a process, right? You tell that you have developed 25 to 30 projects, but you are telling me that to give it to the client, I will be using UiPath Studio. I would be doing that. That's absolutely not recommended, right? Your basic understanding is not clear. You might have done a lot of work, right? You might have done a lot of development. If I ask you directly the questions, what is full selector, partial selector, basic recording, that recording, everything you would be able to answer, right? But when you
Yes.
talk about the project, you explain me technically everything, but you don't understand how does a project works in a real time, right? The last question which I asked you was how do you run the project? You are simply saying that I'll publish the project and I'll give it. Don't you think we need to do a testing first, right? We need to do the testing, correct? Testing of the robot.
Yes.
And should I directly deploy or first I should take the UAT? Do you understand what is a UAT? You have mentioned in your resume that development and installation in UAT. What is a UAT?
It's a testing platform.
Right? So without user testing, should I give it to business?
No, no.
No, right? Again, it's the same thing, right? You have mentioned that I have worked in hypercare and all those bits, right? Where is your hypercare? What do you understand by hypercare?
So here we using the testing platform and then only move the project to live.
Okay, so you are moving the project to the live, right? So when you say live, would it be your same environment which the developer is working, or it would be a different environment, live environment,
It's a live environment.
right? So would the developer orchestrator be same as the live environment? What do you think? The developer environment, the development orchestrator and the live orchestrator would be same? See, the
Yes.
idea is you don't understand what is a robot life cycle, how does the project should move. You only know the technical bit. And for a 5 years experience guy, that does not work. Okay. Now you would be, companies would be looking to you as a senior resource. Okay. If this is for a junior developer to 1.5 years experience guy, we could have managed, right? But when you say that I have worked for 25 to 30 projects and you don't understand what is a life cycle, how do you move the projects, what are the different environments, what are the best practices to follow, right? How do you redesign the project, right? You are not able to redesign this project, the 5,000 transaction thing. It's a simple thing, right? Make the project in RE framework, upload all these mail PDFs to the queues, run a performer, get all the details one by one. And if I have to run it on multiple robots, run the performer in multiple robots. That's it. So the idea is you don't have the knowledge of this production cycle, right? So the points to improve here is that first thing is you need to, whenever the interviewer is asking you, tell me about your project, don't tell this project, right? And whatever you already understand, right? Community edition running from Orchestrator, interviewer will not even ask you more questions when you say that I am running this live in UiPath Studio, right? That's where you need to improve upon for the life cycle,
Okay.
right? RPA life cycle. How
Okay.
does a project move from testing to development to environment? I have one video where I am talking to one of the UiPath aspirant. You can watch that video, right? That will give you what
Okay.
exactly is the, how does it works in the real time environments, right? And talking about your project is perfectly fine, but you need to work on how the project would be deployed in a real time environment. What are the type of licenses it would
Okay.
have, right? All those bits you have to work.
Okay.
Otherwise, your technical part was good, but your this other information, your other skill set was not proper. Fine. So these are the areas you need to improve upon. So this was my interview feedback. You need to work on the overall idea of the project, that how does it happen, how do you deploy the project, what is PDD, SDDs, what are the different phases of an RPA project. There is a lot of material which is available on the internet. Attend community events, try this on yourself, right? You can practice everything on community edition
Okay.
and you should be good. Okay. Any questions for
Okay.
me?
Okay, sir.
Okay. How
No,
was
sir.
your feedback? How was your experience with the mock interview? Was it
Yeah,
helpful?
it's nice. Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Do you think?
So
Yeah.
yeah, I will
Mm-hmm.
learn this orchestrator and life cycle, UiPath life cycle, and
Hmm.
improve my knowledge in those areas.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Fine. So
Yeah. Okay.
with that, we'd like to wrap this session here. Okay. If you have any more questions, you have my WhatsApp number and my email ID. Just feel free to drop me a note and I can answer that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Okay, so with this, I would like to wrap this video here. I hope this video was insightful and it has added some value to your knowledge. In case you also want to appear for such a mock interview, all you have to do is just send me your resume on the email ID which is available in the description and we shall take it forward. It's absolutely free. Okay, so with that, I would like to wrap this video here. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please do subscribe to the channel. I will appreciate any of your feedback regarding this video or channel as a whole. Thank you for watching and happy automation.